I lost the live during the share, and so didn't cover the full moon. The full moon is in Libra, which is my eight. I'm gonna do this really quickly. I have a school show tomorrow, and I'll be leaving here at 7:30 in the morning. So that means I'll be up at, well, I usually get up early anyway. Just sleeping a little bit today, tomorrow morning. So, but it is full moon in my eight, which means things coming into fruition uh, and balance through my eight. My eight is harmony, reciprocity, balance, higher love, and order. Now, that means over the next several days, you should find things balancing out and order coming into play in ways you probably did not expect. And so, yes, we're back, Brenda. Yes. So now the thing is, for folks who have um, not been putting their ducks in a row, you're probably going to find things all of a sudden throwing you off because of the fact that whether you like it or not, you're going to find yourself dragged along with things coming into order. I had a moment this afternoon before I realized what moon it was, where all of a sudden everything was just like, what, everything was lining up, lining up, lining up. And I was like, wait. But it was really so wonderful to see how things were coming to fruition, because these were all things I'd been working on, and just blessings, blessings, blessings. And I had to just take a moment and sit down and say, "You prayed for this." So it was good because a nuxaped, I was ready. Now, this is definitely one of those cycles where you have to be ready. No. I don't want to say have to be. You should be ready. And yeah, yeah. So um, now I have to tell you, because of the fact that I have truly, y'all know I've been dealing with this whole thing with therapy. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, consistently for years now. And I'm grateful because the fact that with therapy, you really need to be persistent with it. You really have to want to put in the work. And, um, you can't expect that you're just going to go a few times and everything is just going to just all of a sudden just like, poof, like, wow, epiphany, and everything's going to be just wonderful. You really have got to want to apply yourself and be honest with yourself. And so then you may find that things are going to start to roll, uh, but um, it's been so wonderful. Where now, because the fact that I'm catching myself with like, truthfully, listen, um, and this is where the whole thing with structure and restructuring your life comes into play, because I could see, I'm gonna be very honest here, as transparent as I can be. I could really see where I was letting people walk all over me, and thankfully now I've been catching myself. And my eight will give you a backbone and a good therapist. And because I've had so many different levels of just being too nice. way too nice. And no, it wasn't you. It wasn't you, Renee. You know, I believe it was because I switched over and was posting for people that I was on. That's why I lost the connection. So it wasn't you, okay? Because everybody fell off because because I tried to come back and I was like, "Where's the live?" So that's why I came back. So, um, but yeah. So I was saying that I really started seeing where I was just way too accommodating, too, too accommodating, and um, when you have somebody who's an outside observer, then you you really start stiffening your back. Now, in our tradition, and so this is there's a full moon in Libra, and Libra is my eight. People will say my aunt, but it's really supposed to be pronounced my eight. This is where you have the things that are put in order, put in order. The month before it, before Libra, it is Virgo, and Virgo is Sashat and Jehuti, and they 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 are like the OCD my eight because they deal with order too. Now, ironically, OCD runs in my family, and I was diagnosed with that years ago. So, listen, being as transparent as I possibly can without going over the line and oversharing, which I've been guilty of. I've been accused. Okay, I'm being transparent about that. Okay, I'm not that I've been accused, but I'm just saying, just being honest. You know, I'm with pulling back on that too. But I just wanted just to give you an example of um, just so you know just to give you an example, okay? Um, but in putting things in order in my life, and then realizing how I've been like, oh, okay, okay, and only because I've been in a family where I've learned to be too tolerant and where I've put up with a lot as my survival mode, and only because I've been taught to put up with too much. And then I realized that I can't do that anymore. I just can't. And sometimes it's a thing where you put up with it and part of you just kind of like vacates as a tolerance mode, you know? And you're not present because it's just too much. And so you start that's a trauma response. You just leave. You just like emotionally and mentally just leave. Some people leave with medication, some people leave with alcohol. Some people just emotionally just like, ooh, Some people leave by gaming, going to the movies, TV. Some people will just be there in the body and people will just be talking. In the meantime, they have just like left. Okay. Elvis has left the building, you know. Um, I would have overload. I would go into overload and be seizing. Okay. My body would respond by seizing, which is not healthy because I could die. Yeah. So, uh, And when you are in trauma mode and your body is responding in a way where it is not healthy as a survival mode, because you have people who are not respecting you, listening to you, um, or you don't know how to handle it. You don't have words, and especially if you're like me, where you're on the spectrum, and you just in the moment just don't have words, and you just figure, I will just put this aside for the moment because I don't have a vocabulary for what's happening right now. And your response is, uh-huh, okay. Or you just don't say anything. You need to go into practice mode for these different situations. This is where it's good to have a therapist too, because it will help you. You practice scenarios, okay? Um, Kim Sarah says that's a word for me. I used to be the same way. People used to walk over me all the time. Finding my voice took me some time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So my therapist definitely helped me to find my voice, and lately I have been in a mode where I don't tolerate anything. And people don't know what to do with that. First of all, I have raised my vibration, so I put out a different energy now. Don't mess with me. And that's a vibration that I actually used to have. I had to get myself back there. Don't mess with me. I had somebody this past weekend, I was speaking at an event, and somebody actually, when I was alone in the break room for the speakers, this man walked into this big behemoth man walked up on me, cornered me. It was very threatening and intimidating. And I gave him no energy. Was insisting that I speak to him, and was angry because I would not. I just froze him out. Did not look at him, did not speak to him. First of all, I'm thinking, who do you think you are? Slowly turned around and continued getting my food. He walked back in a second time. I walked one way, he walked in front of me. I walked another way, he walked in front of me, blocking me. And I just stood there. I'm thinking, first of all, why don't they have somebody here to protect the guests? He finally gave up and let me pass. Then he started following me around. Every time I turned around, there he was. He was supposed to be doing something else for the event. Like, why is he following me around? I finally had to say something to security, you know? But my thing was, I'm not going to let you disturb me. Even though later I realized I was very traumatized. I mean, when I got home, realized I was severely traumatized. But my thing was, I'm not going to let you bully me into talking to you. You know, I don't know what makes you think you have the right to bully me into talking to you. People are really a trip. And when you're a public figure, people unfortunately will think that they have the right to just approach you, to just. I was at another event. Somebody else who had harassed me on other occasions, and who I had to say, leave. I need you to leave me alone. This person had come up to me. He's like, well, well, well. Look who's here. I didn't say anything. I've been putting this energy out. I'm not. I'm. Do not. Do not. But I've also come to a place where I realize I really need to have somebody with me. Somebody said that again to me yesterday. For at this other event that I was at, you can't be traveling alone anymore. But whatever the case, still, you know, this whole thing about raising your vibration and putting out the energy. Do not bully me. Do not. How many of you feel? Have you been through that? I mean, this whole thing about people just feeling as though they can just talk to you in any kind of way. No more. Putting your life in order. My eight, she balances things out. Wanting harmony. That's all I've been saying. I want harmony in my life. Harmony. And sometimes harmony means you stay over there. I will stay over here. That's it. That's it. Make it very clear. Sometimes I felt like, okay, being harmonious or peaceful means I'll just hold my tongue all the time. Sometimes it means you have to speak your piece, yes, and state your position. All right. And now that you know how I feel, you stay there and I'm here. Just so it's very clear what my standards are, and that's it. That's it. Other times, when you're dealing with somebody who is just not all there, you cannot reason with somebody who's not all there. And that's understood. You cannot argue with somebody who's mentally unbalanced, because that's foolishness. You might as well be arguing with the air. You might as well. So you have to pick your battles. The Kemetic tradition states very clearly about when to speak, when to walk away. There are times when you're supposed to speak, because when you don't, then you can be putting somebody else in danger. When something is wrong, and the community is in danger because the fact that you didn't speak out, then you're wrong. Okay? If Chester the child molester is out there and you're keeping your mouth shut, then you're wrong. If the campus rapist is running loose and you know that the campus rapist is out there, especially if you've been victimized, you're wrong. You're accountable. you're letting some other sister be the next victim because you didn't open your mouth, you're wrong. That's causing isfet, or disruption, chaos. That's not right. But if you're talking about a situation where there's somebody who is just always going to cause a problem because they're just, you know, there are some people who just like to argue. You don't get involved with that. It's like that song in the Wiz. You can't win. You can't win. You know. So you have to use wisdom, common sense. Withdraw from it. Don't even try to enhance that. All right. So so my eight: order, harmony, reciprocity, balance, justice, higher love. Look for that in this cycle. In fact, let's do a quick meditation. For those of you who are seeking balance in your life and who are looking for things to settle, if you need justice right now and you're not getting any, things have been unfair to you, like you have some crazy person out there that's lying on you, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I have several t-shirts. That's because I've had some people in my life who have been challenging. Trust and believe the truth always comes to light. That I know. That I know that I know that I know. The truth always comes to light. Let me say that again. The truth always comes to light. It may take some time, but the truth always comes to light. Always. So let's do a meditation. Can you all hear the music? Can you hear it? Get some feedback. Can you hear the music? Okay. Yeah, I wanted to make sure it wasn't too loud. Okay. So here we've gone from the looped over palm frond, which was then this is the za, which is the shepherd's crook, which is looped over the shepherd's crook. Za, which is the protector, and the shepherd's crook. Zayu Nefer is the good shepherd. Zayu Nefer is also a title for Anjeti and Wasir of the good shepherd. And now we're asking about your life, the state of your life. Anjeti was a water guardian, and you know, the good shepherd, he would seek out all the great places for, and still does, seek out all the great places for the sheep to go and be able to graze and to drink, all the great water sources where the water wasn't too high enough so that the sheep are able to drink safely and be able to pass safely in the water, you know, where it's flowing and where there are currents, but also would bring them to the very placid places in the water where it's calm, so that the sheep aren't able to get, so the sheep don't get too excited, right? And nice and peaceful. And hopefully you're experiencing peaceful waters in your body and in your life, but also where it's flowing, where it's not stagnant. Again, this lower portion represents the currents of the Hapi, and this portion represents the land. The land is your body, and this upper portion represents the sun, or overcoming death, life, the victory of life over death. So the question is, what state is your body in? What state is your spirit in? Are you in a state of awakening, ready for resurrection, which is what this loop represents, the sun overcoming the limitation of, the seeming limitation of the land? Are you in a state of near awakening? So close your eyes and focus. As we're going to breathe in deeply. Surek, inhale. Nifa. Surek. Nifa. Surek. Nifa. Relax your breathing. And on this full moon night, think of what you need to see come to fruition, what you need to see become peacefully resolved. Imagine yourself in a state of peace as you see the situation peacefully resolved, and you're in a place of victory. You are victorious. You are calm. You are breaking every chain of resistance. They are falling away. Sek means to overcome. It sounds like success. You are successfully overcoming. As you inhale, Surek, Nifa, Surek, Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Relax your breathing as you feel victory in every part of your body. Every part. And as I count down from 10 to 1, you'll return to the presence of your room, bringing all of the feelings of your successful life, overcoming your situation with you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. Inhale, Sadek. Nifa, exhale. Sadek. Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Relax your breathing. How's everybody? Rub your hands together. Now interlace your fingers just to make sure that you're present. Now place your hands on your face. And now on your shoulders. And rub them down. Again, back to your hands. And bring them down to your shins. And rest them on your kneecaps. Nice big smile. Everybody okay? All right. Let's see. We good? Check in, check in. Everybody good? You good, Brandon? Okay. Ms. Renee's good. You can stretch and stretch. Okay. Good meditation before we go to sleep. All right. All right. Focusing on things coming to fruition, good success cycle until the next new moon and then the next full moon. So have a couple of words for success in the Kemetic language. One is Neferet. Sean, how are you? It's good to see you. Neferet. Neferet, which means good, beautiful, and successful. And that deals with the heart, erit, and the throat, the trachea, and the mouth. And in Kemet, it was a symbol of an animal heart and the trachea and the mouth. And the understanding was that if you were a good person of good character, then whatever proceeded from your mouth meant that you were a good person. But it also looked like a stylized lute. So it was an ancient guitar, okay? So, but then the other word for success was merit, which is like merit, okay? So I would say um, merit nefer, good success, and also um, um, neferit and nebu, success to you all. And praying also that whatever lessons that are happening in your life right now, that you get the lesson so that you're able to move forward. So, um, Divine Echir, we thank you for this time, for this season, praying to the Divine Yaku and Shepsu that you would open our eyes and guide us toward your light. Duawu for this session. Amen, amen. All right. You'll have a wonderful night's rest. And I will see you on the morrow. And so since this worked out well, so everything's still clear? You're able to see things clearly? Because as far as I'm concerned right now, Restream, you ain't getting my money this month, okay? I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to see what happens when I upload a pre-recorded video. Because I had a long talk with the customer service dude. He was like, well, give us another chance. In other words, give us your money for another month. It was like, we'll see. As the video quality the last couple times was horrible. No bueno. However, see, this is the thing. That's the important thing about taking charge of the quality of your life. Don't sit back and let yourself be victimized. I said, oh no, 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 no. Bad quality, no bueno. And that extends to every aspect of your life. You take control and take charge of the quality of your life. How it projects out to others, what's acceptable to you, and also the people who are in your life, and the quality of the work that is acceptable to you. Okay? Now, yeah, much love.